Victoria, unmute yourself. Everybody, if you like to talk, unmute yourself.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New
Victoria.
Year to all of you. Welcome back.
Welcome back for the class, Charlie. How are you?
Fine.
And Susan, you are here today.
Yes, I came back from the lake yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And today I have my grandchildren for lunch, so they won't let me rest.
Were they tasty?
They will be. My video is a mess.
Morning. We do not have the white Christmas here. We don't have snow. And it is snow, very big snow on the top of the mountain. We can see from home on the loft, we can see. I bet lots of you have the white Christmas. You have snow right now, right? No, Emily?
Not in North Carolina.
Mine is all gone.
Oh yeah, then Charles. Oh, gone. Oh, okay. So spring is coming. Okay.
Guatemala is the land of eternal spring, so no snow ever. Only in the mountains or volcanoes sometimes,
Okay.
but no snow here.
No snow in Florida.
Oh, right. Like California here. We have actually, first of all, I want to say, I see lots of you are still working on the choreography, making cards, and even Emily did homework. I'm very glad, and I kind of because I have lots of time home during this holiday season and this year. I did some as well. And okay, now we are back to the class and we're going to learn more. We have actually, I only give the one character actually, like 1, 2, 3, consider the other, 3 characters, other characters. As we mentioned before, I'm going to introduce some characters. It's beautiful in the official script. So not each one. I will arrange some to our class. Let's try to do that. And today we are going to do some. So we have lots of things to do. And we are going to do some flower petals, flower for the plum blossom. We also, we call this, in Chinese, we call this a circled blossom, which means you do that lots of line work and very calligraphy stroke for that. It's a long time calligraphy practicing for the plum blossom and for one of the gentlemen, right? So let's do the character first for the plum. The 3 styles as usual, as always. This plum indicated plum flower, plum tree, everything, branch, and then the fruits. We use this for like the plume, or and some like a Japanese call it ume. So this is May. This is May, yeah. And the whole tree we call is May. And you will remember actually the parts we learned already some. So I'm going to write it. Look at the standard style first. Goes very standard, right? left to the right. Horizontal first, right? Vertical. Notice the vertical not in the center of the horizontal one. See that? It's more towards to the right. Because for the wholeness of the whole characters, balance. And start this slant from a little bit, not very stiff from the left side of the vertical. See, a little bit across, see that? Press and lift. And the dot, a little bit lower. Do not do like the 3-stroke together here. My ink not perfect today because I got lots of leftover ink, overnight ink, and I think Henry put some water there. I didn't have time to grind it. I needed to do it better. Or I can put some glue, however. Okay, here. What's this radical? Actually, this is the radical. What's that? Remember that? You can unmute.
Tree? Is it tree?
Kathy, do you remember that? I think you did some.
Wood?
Yes, the wood. Emily, yeah, the wood. Yeah, so the two words together as the, what is called? The forest, right? The little forest, and the three of them put together is the big forest. Remember that? We mentioned that. I think a couple of times we use this radical. So it means like the plants, yeah, tree belonging. Yeah, you can think it's this, yeah, it's tree. Yeah, tree-like thing, right? Looking. Okay, and let's do the right-hand side. See the two horizontal stroke, not horizontal, a little bit up, and the two of them are not at the same level. See that? The small slant, right? And then a little bit up and not the same level for that. Because we talked about for the balance things and for the best, the balance, not just the same level, same point. Not, okay, and the lower part, we talked about a little bit to this part, and the back pause a little bit, and then this is like a little bit down, like that. And then right part for that. Back to a little bit like a center here. Pause and hook. I should do slower. My hook is not very sharp at the end. And the center. Some people do 2 dots, and some people do just 1 stroke of this horizontal or slant thing, a little bit of slant. That's about that. My ink a little bit smear.
I like the smear effect.
Painter. Yeah. Sometimes, if too dry looks, yeah, a little bit of smearing look very like a fool looking. Okay, let's do it again. Also, practice things. Okay, horizontal first and the vertical, not at the center. Leave some space to like a squeeze, more squeeze to the center thing. So leave some space, kind of the 2 sides. remember the stroke of the horizontal, and we need to review each time. The ends, very, very slowly to lift, slow to lift. There is two types of the end. One is very sharp, slowly lift in the end, in the air. We call that like a hanging needle, hanging needle. It's sharp, but with some weight, right? So do not sweeping at end. So one is a sharper one is a hanging needle for the vertical stroke, and the other is the almost the drop morning dew, like on some like a pine needle, dried pine needle. There is sometimes the morning dew, they are almost drop, but still hanging there. So not very sharp. Sharper one is the hanging needle. The thick one is the morning dew. So just remember, do not sweeping. Do like the rest tail. Okay, there's one small slant, and this one a little bit higher than the left horizontal one and short. The bottom, this part, do not do too small. The space, do not do too small. We can do more practice after class. This is one of the very hard characters. Talking about the hard because it's not, see, you want the balance looking, and this is not the perfect, not the exactly upright straight thing, right? A little bit slant, but you want to make some down and some this back, where to where. Look at the sample. The sample is very standard, and you practice more and see the wholeness balances. Okay, let's move to the walking style. Walking style is basically, you still can recognize, right, from the standing style. And as we talked about, there is some rules about that. Let's write it first. Okay, here. Wood radical. Not that much press and pause, right? And this become one stroke. Like that, and continue with this, become one stroke. Looks like the simple version, more connect, and some strokes become one of these standard one. Standard one is stroke by stroke, right? Okay, let's do analyze a little bit. So there is a rule for even other characters. The wood part. See, from this, right? And just become one, two, same, but those become just one stroke. Yeah, that's the rule. Other places you do wood radical, same principle for that. And also on the right part, so the slant become connect with the consistency for the horizontal, and then just directly do this other vertical one, but very slant position, do this one and continue with this one. So a little bit really, you need to try some and get used to this, become more, chi wholeness thing. By the way, still remember these characters? I think we talked about, we learned the ocean, sea, some things. And this is actually like every day, everything, every, each. This character. Just for the sound in this whole character of the plum, together with the wood radical. So this is the walking style, because start walking, not stand there. So some strokes connect together. Very connected, but still kind of the same thing. And grass style. That's really cursive, right? But can you tell, let's look at the handout. Can you still tell the wood radical part is still same as we analyzed just for the walking style, right? Still the same, yeah, but more connect here. So horizontal first and the vertical, and then same to the slant and a little bit kick up, right? So press for the horizontal, the slant and the kick. The right part, a lot changed. But this part, as the part, we can use other characters as well, like the same rules for this part. Let me do it for you. So wood radical part stay the same. Almost the same. See here a little bit connect, right? After horizontal one become the vertical one. And this is a press and a kick. Continue with this. Okay. Horizontal first, and then to the center, start to vertical one, three times, okay? Left one, and then lift. And the small for the center thing indicate. And then the right one, more connect, okay? Right one, and the back to circle, make the tail at the end. So while talking to the not very smooth, I try to analyze and show you the which stroke indicated what. So especially this part, the everything part. So do the stroke order changed. Do the, see this, right? See left and the right, before like that, right? And the center part of that. So, and then this is become horizontal first instead of the slant first. Okay, so horizontal, and then back to the center, ready for the big, and the vertical one indicated the left part of that. And the small indicated the center thing, because this way to write I mean, more easier, more connected, right? And then right one indicated that, and then back to the center indicated the whole thing, right? That's the kind of some common things also shows in the other radicals. So let's do. That's the way to do it. And when you put still remember that? That's sea, ocean, with the water radical. I think we learned it, but it's kind of hard to write, probably cannot remember that. So same way to do that. And especially, you know, you put on the painting or something. I think this is the for grass style, cursive style. It's very beautiful. But take a while to get used to the stroke come together. I mean, this kind of a thing, yeah. Yeah, some people do when if it's the last character or only character, you do a little bit of fattier here, right? The bigger here, wider here, and if the long, like at the end of the character or long paper, long shaped paper rectangular, probably people do like the long tail here. Okay, that's about the characters for the plum. And if you change the wood to the 3 dots, water radical, remember this is water radical, right? That's the ocean or sea. And this part without radical is the everything, the each. Yeah, we will have this part. Lots of Chinese characters with this composition, right? Some parts same way to write, and you use in other characters, different characters. Okay, that's moved on some 1, 2, 3, 1 to the seal official script. Talking about the official script is much earlier than the standard script, standard style we are talking about, and is after basically standard style we right now is use brush and on paper, and walking. I mean the official script is from like the seal script. So seal script is mostly on the stone or the like a bronze metal thing, and that thing is more stroke is more the arrangement is more like a picture-like thing, right? If the like the animal is like an animal, moon is like the moon things, but become the official script is more like the more squared and more straight, less picture-like, but it's still I mean the compare the standard style, is still very, you see, it's very like the heavy looking, and use some power thinking about on the wood or write on the like the bamboo blinds looking the book, bamboo book, you know, with the looks like the blinds looking, and we roll it after it. So on that kind of the surface, and some rules that's practice that. Okay, for the today actually, I just want to start a very basic thing for the. That's also for the horizontal stroke in the official script. And this also the very basic and very symbolic of the official script. Look at the characters. Okay, we talk about the silk swarm head, and the goose tail. Also, you look at the sample, a little bit like the wave, right? Not very straight, a little bit of the wave. Okay, I'm doing that around. Okay, conceal the remember, conceal the tip, conceal the starting, the brush, the tip. Okay, if I want to go right, I go go left a little bit. Okay, go left a little bit, and a little bit of this direction, a little bit down. Okay, and then lift your brush a little bit and repeat. Okay, and I automatically conceal the tip, right? About this way, and press, and then lift, make the goose tail. That's the typical horizontal one in the official script. Okay, but this press and the lift make the whole thing continue, consistent. Okay, I will put some diagram here. Okay, first, like a little bit this way, press. Conceal the tip, and then this way, a little bit lift. A little bit lift. And here, this way, press. And here, of course, lift. And the whole thing need to be consistent. Consistent. Need to be consistent. Do not do like the couple of a few of like the sticks together, but scattered. So need the whole thing together. And remember, do not do see the sample. Do not do the too showy dog bone thing, like the big head or big end. We press a lot, right? This kind of the repeat things. Thinking of some stick in the sand, or when you carve even in the wood, on the wood or on the like the metal thing, it's hard, or a stone thing, it's hard to make that big head, big end, right? Not brush by pressing, right? Kind of the kind of repeat thing, right? And when I write lift, why I write lift, the place, do not twist the brush, just lift, yeah, then go repeat. You know, thinking of on the stone, you carve thing, you cannot really twist, right? Just repeat to make it, you know, stronger. Okay, let's do it again. Do not twist brush, and you brush always, we say 中锋. Zhong means centered. Always center the brush. Okay, do not do, when you press it, do not do this. Do not do this. It will shows different. It will shows different. Do not do this when you walk this way. Okay, let me show you. Do not do this. See this part? I do the side brush, the tip, like that. It shows very flat. If you, yeah. This is a side brush work. And thinking of, if you use knife to carve on the steel, like a stone, when you carve, you cannot do that, right? So do this. Okay, and do not twist your brush, just by press and lift. Let's do it again. So when you go this way, thinking about use the left hand side of the brush. Okay, do this way to the left and lift. Use the right side, you know, this way, this direction. Thinking about that. Okay, do again. Look at the arrow, where the arrow goes. A little bit down, and then do not press, do not twist the brush, just lift, and then see, concealed, right? And then go this way. Press, big press, slowly. Do not sweeping, slowly, just lift, do not sweeping. Actually, I think my ink problem, this had a little bit too big, like the dog bone shows. This part a little bit too big, this part. Go faster. Yeah, just lift here, and do not sweep. When you sweep this, you will go like the rat tail, too thin, too weak, too long, shows lots of, you know, weak. And this doesn't look like the on wood or on the stone you can do thing. That's what. Okay, this is a very typical, the one, very typical stroke for the official script. This is the school, the goose tail. We mentioned last time, right? Why call goose tail, which means we do not want the swallow tail, because swallow tail is very, you know, sharp and very long. This is goose tail, a little bit rounded and just lift, and you know, you can go very slow, but gradually lift, make this, do not sweep out. And a little bit of wave, right? A little bit of wave, but yeah, a little bit with, but go it very slow. A little bit. So this is the very typical strokes. Silk swarm head means rounded, but not big dog bone. And also, I think the gesture of this, like the swarm, a little bit of the swarm, you know, a little bit that. Also, people call it like a wave a little bit, yeah. wave a little bit. So because ready a little bit up and ready for the big press here. A little bit like in the standard style, right? Standard style of the press, right? The press stroke. We have the press stroke in the standard style, but in the tip, we try to heal the tip, and this is go the horizontal way. And at the end, do not go too far, because it's on the wood, on stone. Okay, look at the number 2, the handout. Okay, based on the number 1, there are 2 strokes for the number 2. Okay, any question about the so far? Look at the number 2. Did you see the typical stroke of the horizontal one, the swan head and the goose tail? Did you see that in the number 2?
Yes.
Yes, Charlie. And but how many?
The above one? No, it's the bottom one that's got
The bottom one, right? The bottom one, right?
Right.
Okay, right. There is another row says never double flying, never double goose tail flying, goose flying thing. That's the other row. So if more than one stroke, you do the dominant one, normally the bottom one. But in the character, sometimes it's the top one. So this case, see, only one use this goose tail thing.
May I ask a question?
Please.
When would we use this one versus the standard? This is the official, you said.
Yes.
And when would we use the different ones?
When?
Yeah, when? When would we use the standard one versus the this one, the official one?
Now as the art form, anytime, you feel like you, as we learn more, or only from this, you will feel this official script looks more like the heavy looking and more formal looking and more like the dignified looking. So if the characters like a one character image, you want exactly looks like this feeling, you do that.
Okay.
Even now, some artists, lots of artists do that and do the 4 characters or 2 characters, as the choreography. You want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the number 2. Okay, talking about you found the question there, only one. But what about the top one, the upper one, the horizontal one, without the tail, without the swan head? Same way to do, same power to do, but not that showy. Look at that. Okay. Conceal and kind of repeat and very, very rounded, right? Not big head. And to the end, lift, just lift simply. Thinking about you cut some short strokes on the stone. Yeah, very powerfully, slowly, perpendicular your brush to go. Thinking of its knife or its stick on the sand. Do that. At the end, a little bit back in the air, but not press and the goose tail, not like that. But same way kind of to do that, but not showy. not big movement like that. Okay, the second one longer, the bottom one, we do the one as in the number 1. So press, I mean, a little bit go left and down a little bit that way, and a little wave, ready for the press and the lift. Consistency. This is the 2. In other words, I'm again answer the Charlene's questions. We need some example to do that because see, so far now we like we know how to write the number 1, number 2. I think more than one time I mentioned the Chinese this kind of characters, very simple 1, 2, 3. But I'm thinking of when this kind of things appeared, you want to do 1 or 2 or 3. Is there anything I want to tell you how to do the standardized walking style or the cursive style, to do that? It's really like the same, really like very, very simple to do. So why don't we learn some official script for that? This also the part, we do not use this as the official documents these days, but people always use this at art, choreography, especially when you do one character as the image. Very powerful show. See the did you see the in the classroom Emily's work for the ox? The a very if you do this style, very powerful shows like the art looking thing. So this number 2 and number 3. Now you have no questions, right? We talked about only one goose tail flying thing. So leave the 2, same power, same way to do, but do not do that big press and the lift, not very showy. But no double thing, just simply do, this is very interesting. You will like it, actually, very easy.
Victoria, I do have a question.
Okay.
But when you write the number 3 in the standard, generally the middle stroke is a little shorter than the top or the bottom. Am I correct there?
You are correct. You are very, very, you are wonderful student. you remembered everything, and you ask at the right time, and very sharp. You can tell that. Okay, later after I'm doing that, okay, I'm doing the sample one as the official script. Okay. Same way to do, huh? Okay, conceal the tip and but not the big dark bone and that, and back a little bit to conceal and lift. Do not do dark bone thing, right? And the second one, you can do a little bit shorter, but later I'll explain. And the big one. I didn't do the wave one as beauty as the sample. Okay, do it again. Something like that. Okay, on the side, I will do the standard one. We all know how to do that, right? For the horizontal one, press, conceal, press, right? And when we're ready, we talk about and go, and then press, right? And then press, go, press, press, go, press. Was that the standard one? What's the difference? Is there anything different?
Well, the size is somewhat different on the, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right, on the official, the two top ones seem thinner and a little shorter, maybe.
Shorter, and actually the side one, you are correct. Actually, we're talking about the stroke, the beginning, the two ends, beginning and the ending for the strokes, not that showing in the official script because it's on stone, knife, carving on stone, thinking about that, or even use brush right on the like the very slippery, like a bamboo blinds thing, thinking about that. Not that very easy to do this kind of things. They just want to do some things, you know, powerfully, slowly go and to show where is the stroke, you know, so kind of the stiff. But eventually, your tail is very, I mean, dignified looking, heavy looking thing, very with some weight, you know, very very stable thing. And for also the other role is short and yarn, very sharp. The strokes almost the same length. Same length for that, because you know, knife to do things, carving things, they want to things some like average looking things, easier to do balancing things. And also the other, for the whole character, there is other role or other characters to show. Can you tell that? Like for the whole picture thing, the official script more flat.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the sample, the 1, 2, 3, the image thing. Not because of the Photoshop thing or things, it's become the flat thing. It is for the whole character, flat looking. And the standard thing we say is more squarish. And actually, most of the standard thing or walking style tend to be rectangular, right? Even not square, even longer, right? In the whole thing, we always write, yeah. And this 1, 2, 3, this official script, very, very flat. So, so in this way, the very, very like a long horizontal one. When we learned later some things, I will show you, and we will learn other role of vertical stroke, shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, because in standard style, we always want to do the vertical stronger and longer, right? Make the whole shape, not even square, even the not square, even the rectangular, right? The long shaped, and this always flat shaped. In other words, longer horizontal, shorter vertical. Make it more like a heavy looking, stable looking, you know. Yeah, that's the about that. But today we learned very, very typical of the horizontal, this goose tail looking one. Okay, and
Thank
later,
you.
yeah. Is that interesting?
Yeah, it's very interesting. and
Very
it-
interesting, yeah. So you just need to do other things. You don't want to do that like the hard knife carving thing. You can do a little bit actually at the end and the back end, back and forth things, like to see all that. And the middle one just powerfully try to go straight, perpendicular to the brush, and use the center brush work, and one stroke by one stroke. In the horizontal, in the standard style, we talking about like the eternity, the characters. We say 8 strokes, basic strokes, right? Or five strokes. That actually later we will know in the official script only 3 strokes. Yeah, other things as you tell, it's thin and straight. But will look very powerful. Just three ways when you learned the whole things, stroke by stroke, and not that much turning skills. In the standard style, we learn over very to make the junction of turning junction, right? In the script, because it's knife things, we only have the stroke by stroke, not turning stroke skill. Yeah. Very interesting, but I think it's very artistic show, and sometimes you want to put in the work for the like a landscaping or some things, except like the signature for your name. You want to name the picture or describe the situation or say the one phrase. Lots of people like to use this script. I mean the official script. Nowadays, a lot artists do that. And also this is very good for the brush practicing. So try to get this and later I will take a picture, put on the classroom. The way the arrow goes to do a little bit different. Yeah. By lifting, do not twist the brush and do always use the tip brush to go. Try to get used to that and consistent. Yeah. So do not go like the very hard, like the little match, a few match goes like the. Do not do that. That we talk about. We need consistent and smooth to do that. Do not do that, right? Do not do this kind of things. Okay, I think that's how much we do. We need to move on to do some practice of our seasonal, the flower blossom. And look at the, I sent email you for the plum blossom. I got a copy of the mustard seed, got the menu. You have that? You have that in front of you? And I put number there because this for the Chinese painter, Chinese scholars like to do, literally like to do. We say circle the plum. Of course, later you can use the fill in the color, but for the brush work, you also can do the just directly use color or use the ink. But the circle is the work. You will do for a long time. You will need a long time to practice, and also the life work for that, for the brush work, practicing for circling the plum blossom. Okay, let's look at the I put the number there because I think we will do a few of them. Look at the number 1. You with 5 petals, right? 5 petals. You circle them. 5 petals. Not perfect rounded, and to the flower center a little bit. Oh, can you see? Yeah, a little bit thinner, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where to start? Do the doesn't matter, your brush. 5. See, I didn't do good. And later you put the stem on it. By the way, I'm using the liner brush, okay. And then in the dot, random, not 1 to 1. Okay, let's do it again. And the whole shape, outside the whole shape, try to keep round, right? The round shape. Okay, that's the number 1. The number 1. I mean, facing to you, right? The facing one. Do you know there is a role for the plum blossom? We say because it's after winter, right? We say that that's the spring, the first flower in the spring. And very, very less, not whole bunch of blossoms there. And we always see just the trunk and the branch and some bud there, some flower there. In the role of the painting, it's written on the Mustard Seeds Garden menu. It says, cherished with the less flower than the whole bunch of flower. So do not think the most, the better. That's why I said I'm going to move on to other position, not just facing to you, the perfect 5-petal one. Okay, for of course the easiest and the very basic one, first one, I put the number here. You want to do the facing one, the 5-petal one. It's okay for a little bit overlapping. Try to make the whole outside, outside, you cannot see the shape, the flower shape is wrong. It's rounded. Okay. And in the painting, Chinese painting, for one branch there, or a couple of branches of the blossom there, the role or say the saying, it says only 1 to 2 of these perfect 5 blossom. Though no more than like the 3, 2 to 3. You try to do some other directions. The flower is on the very interesting, not like other flower or like the facing up things. They is very stick on the each side of the branch. So we will see each side of the plum blossom. Okay, let's move to the number 2. the number 2, you can tell what's different. What's different for the number 2?
It's from the back.
Well, very good, very good. So what's different for the shape? We do the same, right? Of course, like overlap a little bit, and you can actually define which piece first. So you do a little bit overlapping thing. That's also important. But for the perfect facing you or back one, not not that obvious important, shows the direction, but you can tell, yeah. And you put this, the back thing instead of the center thing, right? That's the back thing. Same way to do 5 petal, and instead of do the center, you do the because it's small flower, you will see lots of you'll get lots of chance to do this back thing, and it become beautiful things to do for this back thing for the flower. Okay, the back one. Okay, and let's move to the number 3. Number 3. Okay, number 3 is what position?
You're looking up at it, I think.
Right, it's a side, right? It's a side version, and you try to a little bit look up, right? It's a side. So I think we do not talk about that much about perspective, but you want to do the, to decide which one first, in the front. So the center one, for this case, we do the first. So the perfect one, and the other one, you can see part, right? On the 2 sides. And the bottom, so all 5 petals, okay? You do the, the bottom one, you can do first. This one, and do a little bit like a part of the other petals. And then the stems shows shorter, right? Because you look up, side, but up. Kind of these things. Okay, other direction. Of course, you can do, to other direction of that, and you do first petal actually a little bit flat, right? Because as Charlene noticed, because you do it side and you look a little bit, up version, and you see a little bit of bottom thing, and some still shorter, same thing for the center thing. Well, yeah, that's about the side one, right? You do different direction. And what about the number 4? Yeah, because a small flower and kind of stick on the branch. So you will see lots of with a different direction. Okay, number 4. So try to, based on the number 3, right? You try to do like which, you can do 2 strokes for the circle, the single petal as well, yeah. This petal, perfect, you decided for the whole petal, right? And then probably same thing first, and then you try to do the other petals, shows on the side, some here. Doesn't have to be exactly the same size, okay? And part of that. Oh, this was a little bit of center stems here. Now it's clear, right? So place the 5 petals and do the stamens center thing and the bottom thing, and then become very clear, shows the whole flower where it's facing, right? What's the position for that? and it's more flat. My one doesn't very beautiful. Try to do it again. That's, I said, lots of work to do. Lots of fun. Okay, that's the number 4. Okay, one more. Number 5. Any question on number 5? Okay, first you do this one, right? You need to decide which one you want to do the whole petal and as first one in the closer to you, and the first petal you see the contour, the stroke. You need to define that. But very important. It shows the direction later, and you do the other one. Okay, the bottom things shows the dot, something's there, and this thing shows the center things shows. Any question about the number 5? How many petals? How many petals?
4.
4, exactly. Lots of, yes, be brave to do that. As I said, only 1 or 2 at most in your painting to do 5 and facing to you like that. Otherwise, it's like not like the real, like a real painting. It's like some things just like the things on your plate, on your bowl, like the window closing things, only pattern things. Okay, so lots of things: side looking, back looking, and even with just 4 petals you can see. Otherwise, the whole picture won't look like beautiful. Mm-hmm. Same way to third circle, but on just 4 petals. Mm-hmm. I mean, 4 petals shows, which means. Okay, I think the time is over. Yes, we have lots of things we left. Of course, we did lots of work. You are. I mean, I'm fascinated to do this work. Very, very interesting to do a different shape of that. And for the other pages of that, we will do some like the bud thing or halfway open thing. I will choose some for next class to do. And the bud thing is very common to do. Lots of bud. Side view of the bud, and even some like number 15 is totally opened, almost gone. You know, like only the 2 petals shows. You need to see the whole things. Of course, it all shows the brush work and the whole beauties of the on the branch. And we learned a little bit of the branch. Later we will review it. So next time we will still work on this flower, and we will put on the single branches and. On the flower on the branch will bud and halfway opened and put on the branch and some word with some plum things and put together. Anyway, no time, I'll let you go. And any questions, you can practice anything like the number thing for the official script. Homework, if you want to do only 3, that's enough, I think. Not the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and remember the rules. Only one goose flying, and keep the whole shape flat. Yeah, that's the. Later, if some things I want to show you, I think is beauty in the seal script. We will learn more for the one character things, and definitely you can practice some the petals or do some petals already. Have fun with that. You want to make the cards. Welcome to do that, and I'm glad to see you share the artworks in the classroom, or you can enjoy your painting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Victoria.
Bye bye.